Alright guys, Paulmartinbelts back here again with part 4. Belt, plates, leather, 4. Part 4 of my NLW belt restoration process. We're getting to the end of it now, if I'm honest. I've done the leather work, I've done the plating, which you saw in the last 2 parts, and now it's more so the assembly of the belt. I've painted the plates off camera because that was really boring, and to be honest I just couldn't be bothered recording myself painting for hours. So the plates are all nicely painted. Of course they're gold again, back to gold. Yeah. So we have the plates here. I've done the paintwork on it, as you can see. So the banners are painted, the globe, the logo, a little bit of extra bits of paint as well. The side plates similarly are also painted there, the crown and the logo, and I added a Swarovski crystal in the top of each side plate because I thought it'd be fancy and look nice. What do you want from me? So yeah, what we're doing in this part is I'm going to be putting the snaps on the strap. So you can see the leather straps down here. Ignored the heater, it's fucking cold in here. So the strap is ready to go now. I'll show a shot of the full leather strap in just a moment. So we're going to put the snaps on the strap, we're going to attach the plates, and then we're going to put the backing leather on. So that's pretty much the belt going to be almost done. I mean, once the backing dries on tomorrow, I'll cut it out nicely, do the edges, but essentially the belt is going to be finished within the next 2 or so hours as I do this. So let's get started. So like I said, the plate's already painted, as you can see there. The backing leather I'm going to be using is there. This is the strap now, fully tooled, fully dyed, shined. You can see the NLW logo showing up nicely there. Snap box is looking nice. You can see all the holes are they're ready for the plates to be attached. But what we'll start with first is we'll be punching holes for the snaps. As you can see, the snaps are all just sat there. And yeah, we'll get started with this now. Right, so like I said, what we'll start off with is putting the snaps into place. For those that don't know, the snaps each come in 2 parts. So the male snaps come in 2 parts and the female snaps each come in 2 parts. So for the male snap, hopefully you can see there, it's not going to focus, my bad. Yeah, so we'll start off with this. We need to punch the holes first. So this is a 2x8 snap box here. It's going to be gold snaps I'm going to use for this belt. I considered using silver nickel snaps, but the plates are gold, so that'd be stupid. Yeah, let's go on with this. Right, so as you can see, hopefully all the holes there are punched into the strap. So we're going to just attach the plate, the snaps, trying to say plates, that'll be shortly. But with the snaps, the way we attach them is, like I said, they come in 2 parts, and what we use is my mechanism here. It is a snap press. You'll see it in action in a moment. There's different types of ways to attach snaps. I know some people just use a kind of, literally a mallet hammer and a kind of little hand tool to set them. I previously, when I first started out, used one of those, but I found that the snaps themselves became damaged too easily doing that, and they didn't set as nicely. So I invested a while back in the big red mechanism there, which is just a professional snap press. It's very handy, it sets the snaps very easily, as you'll see in just a moment. Yeah, sets them nicely and professionally. It's a good look. So yeah, that's all the base parts of the snaps in place. I'm actually just going to move these plates because they're getting in the way. What we're doing, simply attaching these snaps in place now. And it's as simple as that. Right, so as simple as that, as you can see, the snaps are already in place. So that took 2 minutes pretty much, and that's them all nicely in place. What I always do after putting snaps in place is I get my ruler and I make sure that they're all lined up nicely, because sometimes when pressing snaps in place, you have the holes lined up from tooling. Sometimes the tooling might off-center them a little bit, so it's always good to check. But It's very rare that they'll be out of line, off center, whatever you want to say. Very rare, and thankfully I can say to no surprises these are all lined up properly as they should be. So yeah, what we'll do now is we'll be screwing the plates onto the strap here. So as you know, the plates will literally just line up. I have it listed on the back of the side plates which was which, and yeah, so that's going to be how the plates line up. We're going to screw these on. I have the bolts somewhere here. That's not them. That's not them. That's the same bag I just picked up. Another here somewhere. Okay, this is annoying because I literally picked them up like a minute ago in preparation for this video. I put everything out on my table to try just be like, cool, once I'm done this clip I'll grab them and be like, yeah, this is the next part. I don't know where I put them now. I had them right here. What the fuck? Found them. See? I'm a professional at this. Don't forget it. So yeah, as I mentioned, I think in either the first or second part of this restoration process, the screws used on this belt, uncharacteristically for a real belt, are actually Chicago screws, which are, for those that don't know, they're screws basically like similar to what replica belts have. It's that it's a post that you screw literally just a screw head into. So the posts are already attached to this and the screws screw into them. Whereas most real belts nowadays are actually literally just a nut and a bolt. The bolts are welded to the back of the plates and then you screw, I'm talking, there should be some still in here. And I'm making a mess. So I'm talking most real belts screw on with just nuts and bolts now. This being an older belt, it was obviously made with a different technique in mind. So it's Chicago screws, which is a lot easier for me because with real belts now with the bolts, I actually have to do a lot of sanding down of the bolts with the Dremel, which is sitting in this blue box behind me. So I have to cut the bolts a lot with these. You literally screw them into place and put the backing on, similar to how a replica belt re-leather works. So handy, saves a lot of time. It's a shame that the methods of making real belts have changed now, but I can understand why the nuts and bolts are a bit stronger than using the Chicago screws. But either way, that's how this belt was made, so yeah, we'll start screwing these plates on. Right, so that took way longer than I was hoping, but as you can now see, that's the plates fully attached to the strap. So what that does is kind of give a pretty good indication of how the belt will now look when completed, and I gotta be honest, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Really pleased with how the leatherwork's looking, but yeah, really pleased. So what we're doing next is we're going to be putting the leather backing on. So for this belt, the owner has asked me, well actually I suggested using a kind of custom coloured backing, so we're going to be using a nice navy blue backing. I'm a big fan of this. It's smooth leather, similar to what I use with the black leather, but because of the colouring on the plates, the globe, the side plates had a little bit of blue on the crown, I suggested maybe just trying a really navy blue. It's I don't know how the colour shows up on camera, but it's kind of a deep navy blue, so I'm really a big fan of this colour backing. I've used it on a few belts before and yeah, I think it looks really nice. So we're going to be using this on the back of the belt. I've already cut it out, so it should fit as you'll see there. It will just go over the top of it. It looks like it has a lot of wrinkles right now, but that's just because I've had it folded up. Once it's glued on, it flattens out really nicely. So we're going to start that now. Right, so as you can see, that is the backing now fully glued onto the belt. So what happens now is I have to leave this overnight for the backing to fully glue and set in place. Once that is done though, tomorrow I'll pick this up and we'll be finishing this belt. So yeah, we'll continue that tomorrow. Right, so it's been 24 hours since I glued the backing onto the belt. As you can see, again, it's the navy blue backing. It's all glued in place now. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cut the excess backing away. We're going to put the snaps into place, the female snaps, so it's 2x5. Then we will edge coat the edges of the belt, which will seal the backing to the front of the strap. And that'll be the belt done. I'll clean the plates up, of course, before sending it away, but then I'll film a review of it and that'll be, yeah, that's pretty much done. So not much left. I'm really liking the way the belt's looking now. I'm happy with how this has all turned out, this restoration. I hope the video has been enjoyable enough, and yeah, let's get started. Right, so as you can see, the backing is now cut from the belt. Really looking nice now, so we're getting a good idea of how the belt's now looking in its finished state. So next I'm just going to put the snaps in place. So I'm going to have to punch holes into the leather, and we'll be using my snap press again to put these snaps in. So again, nice navy blue backing. I'm really happy with how this is coming out. Really pleased with this restoration. So as mentioned earlier, the snaps themselves come in two parts similarly in this. So you might be able to see there, there's the top of the snap. So again, the female snaps, we're using the press here again to put them into place. Fun times. So the snaps are now in place and pretty much the belt itself is done. Like I said, I'm just going to put paint on the edges of the belt here. So that's basically to seal the backing to the front of the leather. It kind of creates a seal to that, so it makes it more difficult for the backing to peel off. What I'm doing now is I'm going to try work the snaps. When you first put snaps into place, they're ridiculously difficult to snap into place. So what I normally do when doing a re-leather or whatever, when I put the new snaps in place, I snap the belt together and then I just pretty much just leave it for a while, so it just sits snapped together really. This gives the snaps themselves a chance to loosen up a bit. So as you can see, I'm having to use both hands, and that's all them snapped together now. So yeah, they take a while to get kind of worked in, and once the customer receives it back, it will already be pretty easy to snap together, but initially once the snaps are put in place, it's quite difficult. So yeah, here we go. There's pretty much the belt done. So we've got the navy blue backing, the nice black leather backing, the once again gold plates. So yeah, really pleased with how this has turned out. I think it's exceeded my expectations really to how it's turned out. Really pleased with it. So yeah, I'll clean up the plates, I will snap it back together and leave it like that for a while, and then we'll film the full overview of this belt. So like I said, the last thing we're just going to be doing now is sealing the edges. So I'm literally just going to be painting on the edge seal. This will be left again overnight, and then the belt will be ready to be shipped out tomorrow. So I'll film the belt review tomorrow once it's complete. And yeah, I'll be saying goodbye to this belt. Yeah, it's been a fun one to work on, I have to say. Okay, so that's the edge coating now done. So like I said, I just need to leave this now for 24 hours really for it to properly dry up. and the belt itself is ready to go. So I'll be filming part 5, let's go with 5. Part 5 of this video, which will be the full review of this belt. So expect that coming soon. But either way, thank you very much for watching this. I hope these restoration videos were okay. Like I said, it's a learning process, the first time I've done this style of video. So I've still got a $1 million replica belt and a spinner replica belt of my own, which I'll be restoring down the line at some point. But yeah, if I have more belts sent to me to restore, I'll video those. I'll try to do a mini series like this again. Like I said though, I hope this was at least interesting to watch. Learning process, the next ones will be better and better, hopefully. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this. If you're interested in seeing more, subscribe, like this video, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, goodbye.